Hello vinyl community, this is Mike with T-Cat's Deep Vinyl Tracks. I'm doing a recent finds video. On this video it's going to have a few things here and there that I found over the last couple of weeks. Well, I guess the last couple of weeks of October. And it's not a lot, but there's some pretty cool items, including this Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Me being a huge Peanuts fan, I had to have this when I seen it. It's got the plywood on the bottom, Linus's blanket around the base, the single Christmas bulb on the top, very sparse looking tree. Nice little item to have for the Charlie Brown fan in me, and I'm going to put it back here. So it'll be in the background for the rest of the video. Also, I've found a few CDs. These were all around the $3 mark, $2, $3 mark, including this Counting Crows, this Desert Life. Mark from Mad for Vinyl got me interested in some of the Counting Crows albums again. I used to love August and Everything After, but just kind of left them alone after that for some strange reason, so we'll give them a try again. Also found this one by Philip Glass, not one that you see very often, but it's the music of Candyman. So it's like the soundtrack from both Candyman 1 and Candyman 2. Philip Glass wrote the music for that, so kind of spooky sounding music. And from the Clive Barker, well, Clive Barker wrote the script for it. I'm not sure what else he had to do with it, but there's that. This one's a really good surprise that I found. Grateful Dead's Without a Net. And again, this was only $3 for the double CD. It comes with both CDs and book that it comes with. And also another great one, the Rolling Stones Sticky Fingers. But not only is this Sticky Fingers, but it also comes with the second CD. So it's the deluxe or special edition or whatever. It has several demos, a few outtakes, things like that. Opens up like so. And there's both CDs. So a couple of really nice things that I picked up as far as CDs go. Also found this single, and I always like my picture singles, the ones that actually have the original insert or the original cover. And this one is for Elvis Crying in the Chapel. The back is kind of the same with a few other things, saying the collector series on the top. And there's the label. The back side is, the B side that is I Believe in the Man in the Sky. So nice little Elvis single would go along with that. And a couple of books too. This one I've actually had for a while. I just kept forgetting to show it. And it's this illustrated biography of Pink Floyd with some pretty amazing pictures and text, of course, on the inside. Very nice looking book. One of my favorite bands. And it pretty much tells you everything about their history and everything. So, nice book there. And this humongous 200-pound book. Not 200 pounds, but it sure feels like it. The Illustrated Encyclopedia of Guitar Heroes. Now, this one I found for a really good price. It's in great shape. It's the fastest, the greatest, and the best axeman ever. And it's got everybody in here, ranging from Sick, Frank Zappa. And they each have a little bio or some information on them. You got Freddie King, so you got bluesmen in here. You got Dave Davies from the Kinks. Terry Kath from Chicago. Bill Carter, even on the countryside. Just trying to pick out some of the ones that most people would know. John McLaughlin. We've got Prince. Everybody's in here. There's Slash. Neil Sean. Great pictures, great write-ups. Mike Bloomfield. It's not really detailed, but it's got all the main things you need to know about each one of the artists. Blind Lemon Jefferson. So they're all in here. Very nice book. Just basic information about each one. Alright, and we got some vinyl too. These first few are from thrift stores. I got at $2 a piece. There's nothing amazing out on this, but some good ones that I've been looking to put back into my collection. We got the Go-Go's Vacation. Very nice copy of that one. This is one. Actually, what happened is my wife and I kind of split off from each other. She went into the thrift store, the Goodwill, and I went into the antique mall and picked up a few things there. So she just picked up a few things that she thought looked interesting. Taco After 8. Of course, I see this one everywhere. This one I was actually quite surprised over. Eric Bogle, When the Wind Blows. I didn't know who this guy was. He's with Johnny Monroe and Brent Miller. But it's actually folk music from Scotland. And actually sounds pretty decent. I like it. It's got some really nice instrumentation in there. His vocals are actually pretty good. It's got a heavy accent, of course, but kind of a nice collection of songs on Stony Plain label. So I don't know a whole lot about him other than what I just said. And she also picked this one up because it looked interesting. This is a Canadian artist. I've actually had his album before, and it's not too bad. Graham Shaw and the Sincere Serenaders. Here's the back of it. And then I picked up a few things at the Antique Mall. The Rocky Mountain Antique Mall, one of my favorite stops to pick up some mostly used records that are always in great shape. And there's Norman up there chewing on the Christmas tree. He has this thing about chewing on Christmas trees, so hopefully he doesn't ruin it before the video's over. This Rocky Mountain Antique Mall, I met the guy that owns one of the booths there. He gave me his contact information. He says he can get pretty much anything, especially dealing with classic rock and that. I named off a few artists and he said he had them, so he said to give him a call. He's got very fair prices, and I didn't have a lot to spend, so I picked up some things that I've been looking for and it looked interesting. The soundtrack to Brimstone and Treacle. Norman and Susie are over on the floor fighting, wrestling. I guess they're not really fighting. Anyway, the thing about this particular album is it contains songs by Sting and the Police, both, that were not released on any of their albums. So originally this was the only album you could pick up these songs from. Those songs are now on, I think, both box sets by the Police. At least the Police songs are. But I was hoping to be able to find this somewhere along the way, and now I have it. Comes in the A&M, of course. And they're not the typical run-of-the-mill Police tracks, but it's just fun to have that. Another one I picked up was this psychedelic experimental band. I think this was released in 2008. This is a band called Mythical Beasts, and they come from way down south. They originally were displaced by Hurricane Katrina, but they are now back together again. And it's hard to see the listing on the back, but this is an album called Scales. Not too much known about this band. They do have their music available on Bandcamp, and this particular album is also on Bandcamp. Here's a little better picture of them on the insert. And very nice label on this one, up their logo. And it's on orange vinyl with black swirl. So there's that. On Bandcamp, you can go in there and listen to this album. It's very nice, dark, heavy. People that like heavy metal, especially like your sludge metal, stuff like that, would probably appreciate this. But there's a lot more to it than that too, as far as the variety. One of the reviewers from Decibel magazine gave it 9 out of 10 stars, and you can read the review on the Bandcamp site under this. It probably describes it best, but it's made up of 3 individuals. You got your basic guitar, bass, and vocals on this, and a lot of percussion. Well, not a lot of percussion, but the percussion is a bit sparse, as the music is sparse in some places. Other places, it's actually extremely loud. I was actually very surprised by the sound of it when I first heard it, and found this and picked it up. There is one track on there that has some mellotron to kind of break things up a bit, but it is good. It is experimental. There's some drone work in there, and like I said before, places it's minimal, other places it's quite loud. Last thing I picked up was a really cool box set that I've been on the lookout for, and I got it at a really good price. This is one of those underrated artists that I think she should be a lot well known in what she is, and that person is Laurie Anderson. This album is called Live in the United States. Here's the back of it. Now, Laurie Anderson is very experimental. She's kind of into this abstract pop. She's got some great sound, and I like what she does. Her live concerts are really cool because they have a lot of video art to it too. It's not just music, but there's also, as is the case with this particular album, some spoken word, some different sound clips done in very interesting ways. Like I said, it's a box set. There are 5 albums to this, and that's what the inner sleeves look like. And some of it explains some of the tracks on here, some of the sounds, some of the music. I think A lot of people would probably like this type of music if they heard it. And Laurie Anderson has been around for quite a while. I know Brian from Embryonic Robot features her from time to time on his channel, and like I said, there's all 5 albums are included on this particular box set. There you have it. Okay, so I would suggest checking Laurie Anderson out, especially if you're into music that stretches boundaries, a little more experimental, but also has quite a nice, some of her songs are actually quite accessible, others are not quite so much, but she's quite a pioneer, I think, in music, and likes to stretch the boundaries. That's the kind of music I like. So anyway, that does it for this particular video. Thank you for watching, and we will talk to you all later.